They told us the town was abandoned. A place wiped from the maps, nothing but an old road and a dead tree. We went there at dawn, the sun already high, too bright. Too silent. No birds. No wind. Just the crunch of our boots on the dust. The first thing I noticed, the houses leaned, like they were trying to fall away from something. And then I saw the sky, too empty. Blue, but wrong. A blue that had to look at. That was the beginning. The morning of the end. We stumbled on a funeral. In the village square, everyone gathered around the coffin. The sun beat down hard, but none of them had shadows. Not a single one. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. I blinked. Rubbed them. Looked again. Nothing. They stood in the brightest sunlight I'd ever seen, and their shadows were gone. But the coffin had won. We pulled out cameras. Laughed nervously. Tried to joke about tricks of the light. But the villagers, they didn't notice. They sang, their voices cracked, broken. The song felt old, like it was meant to keep something asleep. One of us whispered, "We shouldn't be here." But it was already too late. At the edge of town, we saw it. The dead tree. Enormous, black, with no leaves. In the middle of all that blinding sunlight, it was the only thing that cast a shadow. And that shadow, it stretched for miles. Crawled across the earth like it was alive. I swear, it was moving. Dan bent over a well to drink. I saw his reflection before he did, but it wasn't his reflection. It was smiling. Grinning. It grabbed him. His arms flailed. He screamed. And then the water swallowed him whole. We tried to pull him out. But all we saw was our own reflection staring back, and none of them moved with us. We looked up. The sun, oh God, the sun. It was bleeding. Black fire dripped from it, thick and slow, like tar in the sky. The villagers dropped to their knees, chanting. Their voices rose with the heat. The air rippled. My lungs burned. And I realized the sun wasn't shining on us. It was looking at us. They led us to the market. I thought it would be food, water, anything. But the stalls were lined with jars. Glass jars filled with faces. Preserved. Floating. Staring. Villagers held them up to their skinless heads, pressing the masks on, wearing them like clothes. One woman held up my friend's face. Dan's face. Smiling. I ran. We tried to escape through the fields. But then the shadows came back. They rose from the ground like smoke made solid. Twisted. Clawed. They weren't ours anymore. They belonged to something else. One of them wrapped its fingers around Mary's throat, her own shadow choking her until she went still. And when she fell, the shadow didn't. They dragged the man to the tree. He screamed, begged, beat at their hands. But they didn't stop. The tree split open. It wasn't wood inside. It was flesh. Wet, pulsing flesh. Hands reached out from the hollow, hundreds of them, and pulled him inside. The tree closed, like lips swallowing a meal. The chanting grew louder. I couldn't breathe. I looked up again. I wish I hadn't. The sun blinked. It wasn't a sun anymore. It was an eye. An enormous, fiery eye staring down on us, unblinking, burning. It knew me. It saw me. And I knew then there was no night. Not here. Not ever again. We ran, but time stopped. The sun stayed at noon. Shadows stretched and broke apart. The heat boiled the river dry in seconds. Our skin blistered. Our lips cracked. We begged for the night. For anything. But noon never ended. Noon was forever. When I woke, I was in the square again. Morning. Birds chirped. Children laughed. It was like nothing had happened. Except Every house now had a coffin outside it. Fresh wood, still bleeding sap. Each lid carved with a single eye. I opened one. I wish I hadn't. Inside was me. My body. My face. My shadow. And the sunlight whispered, "Morning has only begun."